Hey guys, and welcome to your evening yoga flow for week 3 of our 21 days of yoga. So this evening's practice is really just about expanding into yourself, creating space within so that you can calmly and quietly move into the evening ahead. So whatever's happened in the day so far, put it to one side, allow yourself to take this time and give yourself permission to just be on the mat. So when you're ready, let's jump on the mat and get started. We're going to start this evening's practice by coming down onto our bellies. So walking the hands forwards, shift your weight and gently lowering down onto our fronts, allowing the forehead to rest down. And from here, we're maybe going to create a little pillow with the hands stacking one on top of the other to rest the forehead onto. Allow the feet to come out to hip distance apart and just gently giving the hips a little rock from side to side. Beginning to release any tension that we might be holding in the lower back. And then bringing the hips through to center, finding a moment of stillness, really just allowing the entire body to relax into the ground beneath you. Beginning to breathe into the belly. Feeling that expansion as the belly presses down into the mat below. And finding that sense of release with every exhale. We'll take one more breath here. When you're ready, we're going to slide the left knee up towards the left elbow, keeping it on the ground, but it might come off the edge of the mat, that's fine. And just bringing it up as far as feels good. Stay with the breath here, keeping that breath moving in and out through the nose. Really allowing yourself the space just to begin to slow down. So often this is something that we find so difficult to do. So if you find yourself feeling agitated or the mind still moving, know that you're not alone, but seeing if you can stick with it. Stay with the breath as it continues to slow. And surrender to this moment. We'll take one more breath in. And as we exhale, slide the left toes back down to the bottom of the mat. Inhale. Draw the right knee up towards the right elbow, taking it out to the side, maybe coming off the mat, and just allowing your body to settle in. Breathing down into the belly. Feeling that expansion begin to move into the lower back as well. Any tension that we're holding on to within the body, within the breath, within the mind. Seeing if we can let it go or put it to one side for now. Maybe the body is beginning to ease into the stillness. Relax the shoulders as we take one more breath in. And as we exhale, we'll slide the right leg back down to the bottom of the mat and give the hips just a gentle wiggle. Release the forehead down to the ground beneath you. Slide the hands to either side of the rib cage and gently pressing it back, making our way all the way to Child's Pose, Balasana. Gently drawing the sit bones back towards the heels and allowing the heart and the head to melt down to the mat beneath you. Taking a full breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. On our next inhale, press into the palms of the hands. We'll begin to roll forward through the spine, rounding through the upper back. And as we exhale, lead with the sit bones as we draw the hips back towards the heels, melting heart towards the ground. Inhale, rolling forwards, really taking your time. Exhale, drawing the sit bones back towards the heels. One last time. Inhale, rolling forwards. And this time we'll tuck the toes behind us and gently peel the hips back and up to downward facing dog. Soften through the knees, begin to pedal through the feet as we arrive. Maybe it's the first downward dog of your day, so really just allowing yourself the space to begin to explore it. Moving in any way that feels good. Maybe dropping the heels from side to side. Maybe bending the knees. Really just moving from that place within. We'll come back to center, finding stillness here as we take a deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Rooting down through the left heel as we inhale, we'll just gently lift the right leg slightly off the ground behind us. And as we exhale, shifting forwards, bring the right knee behind the right wrist, take the toes over to the left-hand side of the mat. Prepping for pigeon pose, sliding the left foot back long behind us as we lower down. Taking a moment to arrive here and really encouraging you to bring that support underneath your hip points. So you can bring blocks or cushions or maybe an entire pillow underneath the hips so that we can stabilize and find that support from within. Thinking about pressing all 10 toes, tops of the toes down into the mat. So finding that activation through the foot and ankle to support the knee here. Fingertips stay grounded. We're going to walk them out slightly in front of us, taking them out nice and wide. As we inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine, open up through the heart. And as we exhale, lead in with the heart, we'll melt it forwards and all the way down. Press into the fingertips, inhale, rolling up through the spine, lift and lengthen. Exhale, melting the heart forwards to come down, maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Inhale to lift. Exhale, we'll melt it all the way down. This time, releasing onto either forearms. We can stack fists on top of the other, resting the head down, or maybe creating that pillow with the hands and resting the forehead all the way down. Wherever you are, allow yourself to simply be there. Feeling the breath within you. The expansion of every inhale and the release of every exhale. This continuous cyclical motion through the body. Forever expanding and contracting. And knowing that both are just as important as each other. And without one, the other can't exist. Really allowing the body to relax into the pose as we take 2 more breaths here. If the hands are underneath the forehead, we'll release them, taking them out wide, fingertips tented, and as we inhale, rolling back up through the spine. From here, gently rolling onto the right sit bone. So if we have blocks or books underneath us, we'll pop them out to one side and sitting down onto the right. From here, we're going to draw the back leg forwards, bringing it all the way up and over. We're going to cross the top leg over the top, the left leg over the top, coming into cow face pose. I'm going to pivot around so you can see. So eventually we're looking for knees stacked on top of each other, but for now, if you need to bring something underneath the sit bones, so many people will, go for it. Bring a cushion, bring blocks, bring books. As we lift those hips up, we create more space for the hips and the knees to move into. Toes are pointing out towards the sky. If this isn't available, you can release the lower leg and just cross the top leg over. Bringing the palms of the hands to the soles of the feet, lifting up through the spine, relaxing the shoulders down, cow face pose, Gomukhasana. Tune into the breath. Allow it to soften through the body. And if you're looking for a little more this evening, maybe just gently beginning to hinge forwards through the torso. Just coming as far as feels good. Wherever you are, we'll take one more breath. If we're folded forwards as we inhale, we'll unravel, rising back up. And from here, we'll unravel the legs, planting them down in front of us. Crossing at the ankles, draw the feet in towards the body. We'll roll forwards over the feet, plant the hands down, and step back to downward facing dog. As we arrive, take a full breath in, full breath out. Ground down through the right heel, inhale, float the left leg just a little behind us. And as we exhale, drawing left knee behind left wrist, calf and toes come across the body to the right hand side. Slide the right foot back long. Bring in your props, bring in those supports underneath the hips to keep the hips level here. Pressing all 10 toes down into the mat, activating through the feet. We'll walk the fingertips forwards and out wide. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, melting it forwards and down, moving with the breath. Inhale, rolling up to lift. Exhale, melting it forwards and down. Maybe closing the eyes down. Last time, inhale to lift and lengthen. And exhale, enjoy that journey down as we melt the heart, maybe coming onto forearms, maybe stacking fists, opposite fist on top, or maybe stacking palms, opposite hand on top. Wherever you are, stay with the breath. As we begin to slow it down, allowing the body to find stillness, connecting to the fluidity of the breath, and beginning to move within. Exploring any sensations that arise. Watching any thoughts that come in and out through the mind. And just noticing where you're at today. Letting go of any tension that we're maybe holding on to within the physical body. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Gently bringing the fingertips back out wide, pressing into all 10 fingertips as we inhale. We'll roll up through the spine, finding that lift. And then if we're on any props, we'll pop them out to the side, gently rolling onto the left-hand side of the glutes. And we'll draw the back leg forwards, bringing our front leg over the top. So we've got right leg, on top of the left, making our way into cow face pose. Maybe bringing those props underneath the sit bones to create that lift. For those of you who know me, you know that this hands down used to be my least favorite pose, which is why we're all doing it. So take your time to find a position that works for you. We don't want any pain. We want to challenge ourselves, but find comfort within that. Once you're there, resting palms of the hands down on the soles of the feet, rooting through the sit bones, lifting through the spine, and closing the eyes down. Relax the shoulders. Soften the breath. Release the space between the eyebrows and allow all of the facial muscles to relax. And if you feel like there's a little more room to move into, maybe you just want to explore it, beginning to hinge forwards, allowing the torso to come over the thighs. Maybe the chin rests onto the knee. Wherever you are, tuning into your breath. For one more breath in. One more breath out. As we inhale, if we're hinged forwards, we'll rise back up. And exhale, let the breath out through the mouth. Gently batting the eyelids open. We'll release our legs out in front of us, planting the feet at hip distance apart. Reaching the fingertips forwards, palms facing up as we inhale, lift and lengthen. As we exhale, moving as slowly as you like here, beginning to roll back down through the spine. Coming all the way down onto the mat behind you. Walk the heels towards the sit bones. Press the hands down either side of the body. As we inhale, keeping the knees stacked on top of the ankles, begin to tuck through the tailbone, lift through the hips, rising on up. And exhale, slowly rolling all the way back down through the spine. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting up through the hips, pressing all the way through to bridge. Exhale, slowly rolling back down through the spine. Last time. Inhale, tuck through the tailbone, lift through the hips, rising up. Exhale, slowly rolling all the way back down. Take the arms out wide away from the sides of the body, palms facing up, and just begin to allow the knees to drop down from one side to the other. Windscreen wipering through. Feel free to take a pause on one side or the other if it feels good. Find a breath there, and then when you're ready, switch it over and match that on the other side. Noticing any differences between left side, right side. And gently bringing the knees back through to center. We'll give the knees one final squeeze in towards the nose, hugging it in as tightly as you can. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. And exhale, drop the feet down. Slide the legs out long and take the arms out wide away from the body. Coming into a nice big Shavasana here, taking up as much room as you like, palms facing up, feet spread out wide, back of the neck stays long. Reconnect the breath. Allow your entire back body to release into the mat beneath you. And as the body becomes heavy, the breath becomes light, and the mind begins to slow down, taking as long as you like to ease into Shavasana and ease into your evening.